All right, welcome back to the Artist Connection podcast. This is Matt Kesar here with my very special guest. She's a singer, international model, actress, Lauren Carter. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks, Matt.
You're a very busy lady. I was looking at just all the things that you do in the course of a day. I don't know how you find the time to do it. I don't know where you find the energy to do it, but I'm glad you are.
Yeah, it's really busy, and then when you add the traffic in LA, it's like I don't know how anyone has time for anything. So yeah,
That's the thing. You're in Malibu, and I'd love to. I'm right in the middle of the two places that you've spent a lot of your time and worked in. You're in Los Angeles, and also I saw that you worked in the UK. And I'm right in the
yeah,
middle of those two places in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. But I'd love to one day get back to the UK, and I'd love to visit California at some point. But I guess you couldn't think of
yeah,
two more unique places to live and work, and I'd love to talk to you about that.
definitely, yeah,
But that traffic in LA, that's the thing. I like to keep moving, and we have traffic here, and it makes me crazy. I can't imagine being in 4 or 5 lanes of traffic that's just stopped and have to be somewhere.
yeah. It's amazing. I mean, you really have to plan around the traffic. You have to really count. You have to account for it. So yeah,
I can't. I just don't know how you would plan an appointment. I guess you'd have to just leave 2 hours early in some cases, or just know that you're going to have to wait. Is that how you do it?
yeah. Sometimes, I mean, I actually live in West Hollywood most of the time, and my boyfriend lives in Malibu, so it's like literally at least an hour usually,
Wow.
and it can be more. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm really close to New York City, and I drive up there, and at first I was nervous about it because I thought it was going to be, because there's a lot of traffic and people are known to drive a little bit, crazy. But once you're there, there's a rhythm to it all.
Yeah.
It keeps moving. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking, but once you get the rhythm, it's like that. Do you find that out in California? Is there a rhythm, or is it just the sheer mass of people that are out there?
Well, it's definitely different than New York or London. And I love getting around New York and London walking. I mean, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, London, like I love it, but I got a little bit burnt out because it's like kind of hard to get around. I guess that I like driving, to be honest. So LA suits me in that way.
Sure.
But it's great when you live somewhere where you're walking a lot, and I mean, it's easier to stay in shape.
Yeah,
Actually, ironically, LA, you think everyone's so healthy, but sometimes it's hard to fit in your workout with all the driving, so that's frustrating. But
yeah.
yeah, but it's also then you also have all the outdoors and the outdoor lifestyle, and you get to hike and you get to go to the beach, and so it kind of works out. But yeah, I mean, a rhythm. Well, I guess it's just a different rhythm. It's a more spaced out, laid back rhythm with all the space we have out here, you know?
I'd love to get out there someday, and it's my daughter's dream too. She's 16, and she wants to get out there and see the sights someday.
Oh,
So
awesome.
maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, LA is really one of my favorite places to live, and it's fabulous.
Yeah, nice. Well, we started off today's show with some of your music. At the top of the show, one of my favorite songs of yours, because I was listening to all of it, and I bought a lot of it on Amazon. So
Oh, cool.
count me as a fan. So we started the show with Graceless. What can you tell me about that track? I love it.
Thanks. It's actually a cover. It's a cover of a song by the band The National, who are I really like them. They're one of my favorite bands. Actually went to I just discovered them a few years ago. They've been around for, I don't know, maybe like 10 years, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
just discovered them. And I went to one of their concerts, and I was just really drawn in by them. His singing style is so cool. He has this great baritone, and he sings a little bit monotonous, and his songs are kind of like all tragic love songs. Yeah, I was just really taken by his stuff, and so I was looking around for one of his songs to cover. I thought it'd be really interesting because he has this kind of rich voice, and I just was interested in playing with one of his songs as a female song, and then I guess I found that one, and we really slowed down the tempo a lot, basically, and made it more of just more of a moody
Yeah.
female, like, anthem. So, and I thought it worked really well, yeah.
I'll look for the
And I
original.
did it,
I didn't know. I didn't even realize it was a cover. I'll look for that just to give the kind of
yeah,
the difference between the two.
definitely, yeah, because, I mean, it's not a super well-known song. It's not like people are like, "Oh, Graceless," my
Hmm.
favorite song, because it's a more obscure band and they're not that obscure, but it's a more obscure song. And but if you hear the original, yeah, you'll see how different we really took it. We really slowed down the tempo, and I like the lyrics. It's really dark, and
Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting song. Yeah,
Do you like that? Do you like dark imagery in music? I mean, just even as a listener, as a
I
fan, do you
do.
like that?
I do. I mean, like Lana Del Rey is one of my favorite artists,
Oh
and her
yeah.
stuff is, it's all melancholy. It all has like some like a dark, ironic touch to it, even if it's like a love song or something. So yeah, I like that. I find it more interesting than just an upbeat pop song.
Right, right.
So yeah,
And exciting times for you this month. Your brand new single just came out November 2nd, American Dream. We played that as well
yeah,
right before the interview.
cool. Thank you.
Good song. Yeah, awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite things that I've written. And well, we co-wrote it, but I kind of came into the studio with most of it written, and
Yeah.
then I always like to collaborate. And I just think Andrew Williams, the producer, he's really easy for me to collaborate with. We just understand each other, so that's always cool. And yeah, I'm glad you like it.
I do. Now, how do you write? Do you write on piano or do you write on guitar when you're at home, or do the lyrics come to you first? What's your process like?
Yeah, I write at the piano because I play enough piano to play chords and things
Oh
like that.
yeah.
So yeah, so I usually write like I start kind of with chords, and I usually sit down and just kind of mess around, or sometimes I actually analyze another song and start with the chord progression and play around with it and find my own groove with it. So yeah, so that one I think I just started with like I knew I kind of wanted that driving rhythm that it has. I wanted that kind of vampy driving rhythm. I wanted to do something with that. And then I sat down on the piano with the chords, and then I just improvised really the lyrics, and they just sort of started coming to me, and I started writing them down, and that's how it happened, I guess.
How long does that normally take?
I usually write like the core of a song within like one afternoon or a few
Oh
hours
wow.
that I sit down. Yeah, but then I usually don't finish it for like a while. Like I come back to it, and it's hard for me to finish a song, but like most of the core ideas like come to me within one session, and then I go back and develop it. And that's why I often co-write too, because I kind of like to think of like the basic idea, the basic metaphor, or the basic poetic idea of a song, which I like. To me, usually the harmonies I choose like express what the idea is musically, and then I think like okay, and then I kind of come up with the lyrics, which are kind of the poetry, and then I just like to meet with someone else to finish it, because I
Sure.
always think it's going to be better if I work with someone else. I think, and that's usually true. So yeah,
Yeah, well, especially if you trust the other artist or producer that you're working with, and you just want to get an idea of, am I on the right track? I may love this because I'm the one creating it, but is this something other people, would be interested in?
yeah.
Are they going to want to listen to it too?
Yeah, or like, I mean, in the case of American Dream, I really liked the verses, and that's what I had completely written when I went in.
Oh,
And
nice.
then, yeah, and then actually Andrew just started riffing the chords that became the chorus and the bridge, and I just was like, that's absolutely beautiful, and I wouldn't have gone the direction he went. And it worked so well, and he just completely understood what I was doing. So, yeah, I think it usually does really work out. And if you look at sheet music or something by any major artist, it's almost never one name. It's usually at least two people,
Oh
often up
yeah,
to five people.
yeah,
So I
definitely.
really think that there's something about writing songs that I just find it best when it's collaborative. But that's true of so many things. Like if you're a film director, for instance, you can't just micromanage everyone else's job. The film's going to be better if the editor is an amazing editor and he brings some of his vision to the table? So I just find that's a good way to work.
I agree, and I think confidence is probably a big part of that. I mean, you as an artist being confident enough to know that here's what I have, here's what I'm bringing to the table. Now, let's get another opinion before the finished product. That means so much.
True. Yeah. And it does have to be the right team for
Sure.
you. They have to understand what you're trying to do. My references can be a little bit like